franchise Shane Douglas, and you watching Pounding the Meat.
What up? Ain't no intro, we just here. I do things a little bit differently around here because it's How's everybody feeling today?
It's Thursday. I'll be happier in one more day.
Joe, I'm ready.
So, but for those who don't know and this is your first time watching, welcome. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. This won't be your last time watching. But for those who can't read and may not know who we are, I'm Jones, I have Joe, and I have E, Easy E. Together, the three of us form PTM, CSL, PTM Live. A group of friends who like to get drunk,
PM Dawn,
and
do things like that. It's not my time.
Oh. That song was on this morning. No. The song was "I Die Without You."
What? What up, Bonkers?
Yo.
What up, Juan? I haven't seen this name in forever.
Right?
Woo!
He's Mr. Big Shot now. He's doing big things.
But I've seen you on your show. I'm just saying I haven't seen you in our crowd. So don't think I haven't been watching.
This guy, he gets like a new camera, new mic. He's thinking he's way up here and everybody else is down here.
What's funny though is just he's like my Make-A-Wish kid. I'm like John Cena to him, and I gave him a sweet deal on the camera. I gave him the mic, and it's just I'm trying to support the youth of the generation of podcasting. Double D Panetta.
You complete me.
Oh my god!
So I expect to see it on the Nerdcast coming up, Tony. I want to see some quality.
Nerdcast does demand quality. It's a group of nerds, so you can't be on there half-assing it.
That's true.
So
you never know.
Tony and Nerdcast.
I'll be waiting for my big gold in the mail, though, Tony, as an appreciation.
I heard they're putting it up for some kind of challenge. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the fourth rendition of the Hot Chip Challenge.
Yeah.
You get a big gold for this one?
You not only get a big gold, you get a $1,250 Orm big gold.
What's this challenge and what do I have to do to enter? Because I'm automatically going to win it.
You just have to keep your title of hot gummy. They're doing the gummy bear this time, right?
Yeah.
The little nitro.
Yeah, well, because what happened was I watching a show the other day. They had a copycat Miles Teller. Like if Top Gun had like a Forrest Gump type brother,
like a Make-A-Wish Miles Teller.
Yeah, and he's very motivated. He's very motivated to do the hot challenge. But like I had explained to him, I'm like, yo, you're still like 2 behind the wife, bro. My wife slapped you already.
I say you got to do the chip, the gum, and the what was it?
It was the chip, gummy, and gum.
Gummy bear.
Yeah, the gum.
The gummy bear. Little. People think the gummy bear was like, it should have been the gummy bear, the chip, then the gum.
Yeah. The gum was deadly.
Well, that's what I told him. I want to see something original. If you're gonna do it, like crush up some of those hot peanuts that Randall did. Just fucking blow a line.
There's some other challenges that are out there that even concern me. But in order to do what I need to rightfully do and take him down, I will take on that challenge.
Well, part of the reason why I was suggesting peanuts is I was hoping like Tony was like allergic. It would be podcast gold.
What up, Don?
Can you imagine Tony's allergic to peanuts? He just starts swelling, and then the last thing he sees is a message coming in from Double D Panetta.
When Tony goes to the zoo, elephants throw peanuts at him.
I feel like this response is earned. Will you stop? I guess we have a show we should probably get to.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I guess the battle is going to keep going.
I mean,
Well, Tony's one of those little guys. He's short. We figured out his height just by doing some simple. Me and Mendoza were doing some simple Mexican math. You know, Hot Toys were as tall as his head, divided by the length of his desk. We figured out he's about 5'1".
you got to watch out for those short guys, because then before you know it, they'll be messaging some people to come over. It's a messy situation. I've seen it happen before.
Yeah. Since you kind of said that, last night on our channel, even though there may be some difference of opinions at time to time, I fully support Vinny and what he said last night. That's not condoned by any of us here under any circumstances. So, shout out to him for taking a stance and getting ahead of this.
Like I was talking to Vinny about, it's not going to hurt I know Vinny's more the Chucky brand, and only the diehards really played him with Chucky. The casual Chucky person is not going to. So I mean, it's not going to hurt the Chucky brand as bad as that guy's just a fucking creep.
I'm going to have to say wait and see for that, because unfortunately in this time of day, if you're associated, you kind of get sniped.
True.
This climate's it's not conducive for that. So
That's true. It's like guilty by association.
unfortunately, and they didn't even do anything. Well, we don't know, but from what we know, they didn't do anything. I'll put it that way.
Did you?
Hello, Badoy.
Badoy needs to get his YouTube back.
Yes, he does.
Start a petition.
No.
If he's not getting his YouTube back, he needs to start sending like that Undisputed, that Big Eagle, whatever belt he has,
Just disperse them amongst the community.
Sell a sneaker collection.
hat collection.
Yep, he can make a quick come up.
I'll take that Classic Shields Big Eagle he's got. Throw that out there.
I'll throw this out there.
Thank
You
you,
can send me whichever belt you want, and I'll be greatly appreciative. So, where do we want to start tonight, folks? Where do we want to start?
Man,
Since we're
Well, let Joey pick.
Yeah.
you know what? I want to talk about a little CM Punk Omega.
That's a good starting point.
Issue.
You want to give the background? You want me to give the background?
I mean, you can go ahead, because I got a lot to say that maybe some people.
You know what?
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay. Oh,
You're not a booker, though. Stress that. Stress that Joey's not a booker. Never been a booker.
No,
Never
because
been part of the business.
when we get to a certain segment, I'm gonna talk about like some bookers and and stuff. Like, you know what? No, you know what? Scratch that, because I want to talk about this thing called Impact. Because Ethan brought up Booker. Okay, so if you look at Impact Wrestling, it's been around for like 21 years, longer than WCW. Okay, I'll give it its due. It's been around, When I first saw Impact, it was like every Wednesday pay-per-view. First show I saw, Ron Killings, R-Truth beat Ken Shamrock with a diamond cutter. Go figure for the NWA TNA belt. With me, I think Impact should be given its due because of how long they've been around. Like, people hate on Impact, but like, yo, there's sustainability right there. Like, you see like independent promotions that have been around for 20 years, and then you see these fly-by-night independent promotions with these bookers that don't know shit what to do. You either mismanage money, or you don't know what the F you're doing with the business that you're running.
I feel like we should be inserting a gunshot sound right there. So
No, I'm just saying, because, people want to hate on Impact, but like, am I wrong for what I'm saying?
I just recently started watching Impact because I was bored. And the thing I have noticed, I can't speak from a fan. I'll just say I can't speak from a fan perspective because
you're just starting.
I'm just starting. I'm speaking from I've watched a lot of wrestling over my time. They have a niche and they found their little hole. And that's commendable. They're not stepping out of their bounds. They know their role. Mm-hmm. They have their role and they just go about their business quietly.
Yeah.
No problems.
Well said, both of you. I'm the resident Impact TNA guy. I've been around since day one. I do like the Asylum days. It's better than most. Everybody knows I have a dislike for Hulk Hogan. And he's part of the reason, like what he did in TNA is part of the reason I don't like him. I have other personal reasons, but that's a logistical wrestling reason why I don't like him.
Was that Bubba Love Sponge reasons?
Very much so. But either way, it's like, yeah, that's neither here nor there.
You didn't enjoy his performance?
No. He almost killed TNA with one foul. Like, he literally, like, why would you move it to Monday nights against Raw? Like,
see, I was happy when they did that because I wanted competition.
I hated
the first show. It was amazing because they were running against WWE with the return of Bret Hart, which I was like, ooh. But they had a lot of returns.
But they did not have. They've never had that star power to go against somebody on Monday. You stay in your lane. You take your day away from everybody else. Mondays was wrong.
To me, like, if you want to watch like classic Impact, download Pluto TV. They got an Impact channel on there. They got the Asylum years, which is my favorite, being in Nashville. Like, to me, I loved TNA, NWA TNA. Like, they had the 6-sided ring. They had tag team wrestling, X Division. Like, it was amazing to me. I think when I fell off with Impact, was when Jeff Jarrett finally left. Because to me, that was like Jeff's baby. And like...
So you left after the Reign of Terror? After the Reign of Terror, it still was maintaining.
Man, I left, like... I just couldn't get it. Like the past, like, 5 years, like, I've fallen back from TNA Impact. Man, I'm going to call it TNA, okay? I understand why you got to call it Impact Wrestling because the show was TNA Impact. But it's TNA to me. Like, what I loved, the X Division match, some innovated stuff.
Sounds like Joey's got a little man crush on JEFF, JARRETT.
I just think TNA has not been the same since Jeff Jarrett left. I'm going to say that.
You're a genius.
Thank you.
I'm going to talk to you off air. I hope your belts all fall off the shelf and break.
Damn!
Not the Big Eagle. He's got to send me.
Or the Undisputed.
Oh, even I mean this from the bottom of my heart because of what you just said. I hope your girlfriend tries on your sneakers and stands like this in them. Puts the crease right in the front of your Jordans.
This man evil.
But come on, like TN Impact has not been the same since Jeff Jarrett left. Jones, you got to agree with me on that.
It changed, but it was still good. It only got bad during the Hogan Bischoff era.
I mean, I know they just re-signed somebody. They brung somebody back, Nick Aldis, who was Magnus in TNA back in the day. And I think the reason why they brought him back because they were the only bidder because WWE and AEW's like, we're good.
And I'm actually shocked AEW didn't go after him because he would have another name that could have used to help bolster sales in Wembley. They could have definitely had, but I think there's a reason why he went back to Impact. Okay, who is the Impact Women's Champion and the Impact World Champion? Currently, it's Steve Macklin and Deonna Purrazzo, the virtuoso.
So hot. And what are those two?
Married couple.
Who had to relinquish the Impact Women's title?
That'd be Mickie James.
Who is Mickie James married to?
No comment. Nick Aldis.
Boom. It works perfect for the storyline. Mickie James comes back. Her and Nick Aldis feud with McClendon, whatever his name is.
Macklin.
Yeah, whatever. He's a paper champion. And Deonna Purrazzo.
They booked themselves into a corner with him.
He's a placeholder, okay? He would be a jobber on Velocity, Jones.
This is what they said when he won the belt. From forgotten to champion. Because he's one of the forgotten sons.
And guess what? I already forgotten about him. It's like when Tim Storm won the NWA title. A 50-year-old WWE jobber became a world champion.
Preface, though, you're not a booker. And you've never been a booker.
Nope.
Not even an official referee.
I mean, I booked Raw and SmackDown back in the day in GM mode. Does that count? I mean, I worked for home, so I mean, I guess it counts for something.
Very close.
Well, I'll say this. Look at all this still has the record for the NWA Championship, if I'm not mistaken. For length of time being holding the championship. He's not he's not a bad wrestler. I'm going to say this. Macklin's not a bad wrestler. I think in the future, down the line, with more build-up, he could have been the guy to be world champion. He was next in line. He was the number one contender. My issue with him being champion right now is who he beat to become champion.
Can you say right place, right time?
Even then, they still could have. They could have called the audible.
I think Macklin's got the Kofi syndrome. Right place, right time with Mustafa Ali being injured.
I get where you're going with this, but I just find it hard to compare Mustafa Ali to Josh Alexander.
No. I'm just saying, like,
no. In my head, I understand exactly what you're saying, but because of my love for Josh Alexander, it's like putting that comparison in my head. It's almost like let's see. I hate to say this because they're both dead, but I can easily say it because they're both dead. That's like replacing the Warrior at WrestleMania 6 with the Renegade.
Or Zeus, how the original WrestleMania 6 main event was going to be. If No Holds Barred would have done successful in the box office, imagine Zeus versus Hulk Hogan main event WrestleMania 6.
Wrestling would not be what it is today.
Nope.
Wrestling might have actually died that night. And I'd have been like, yay, he's...
I mean, it was bad enough, No Holds Barred, to match the movie. I mean...
I had the match movie on VHS, because when you watch SummerSlam, like, 89, back Hogan and Beefcake versus Zeus and Savage, it's bad, but it's entertainment bad.
Yeah. But I get where you're going. It's right place, right time. But for me personally, yeah. Again, I'm no booker either. However,
Yo.
I would have put Moose in there somewhere because at least he could carry the belt right now.
This guy.
Moose was, I won't say he was wasted, but he was in a, he was wasted to me. I will say he was wasted. He was wasted in that tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
Or the multiple person match. I won't just say tag team.
Yeah.
He was wasted in that match. He could have easily just been Moose and say, well, your champion couldn't even make it to defend it. I'm the last official champion. Put me in the match.
True.
But what do I know? I'm just some TNA guy fan.
Hashtag not a booker.
Hashtag one of two.
I mean, it's true. I mean, I'm just saying, man. I just.
Yeah. But for those who automatically bash TNA, you got homework. Watch an episode. Doesn't even have to be a recent show.
Watch the Perk Angle days.
Yeah, if you can find anybody currently or in the past that was better than Kurt Angle when he was Perk Angle, you win.
When he defended all the titles at the pay-per-view?
Exactly.
Yo.
He probably, to this day, to me, that was one of the greatest runs in wrestling ever. If Ethan were to watch it, Ethan would go crazy. He'd be like, yo, Perk Angle.
Perk Angle should be 100 on 2K23. Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, just a different animal.
Perk Angle is equivalent to, let's see. Who's your favorite linebacker of all time? Ethan.
I'm biased. I'm gonna go Patrick Willis.
Okay, but think about how many people he hurt, right?
Oh yeah.
That was
Soul
Perk
crusher.
Angle. Perk Angle just ran through everybody. He didn't hurt him, but he just ran through him like he was a brick wall.
Breaks my heart he didn't say Navarro Bowman.
That's number two. It's 1A, 1B. Those two.
That was my fantasy football linebacker when we did individual drafted players. That was my.
That tandem. You'd be hard pressed to find a better tandem in the history of the league than those two.
Okay. All right. Well, what do we want to talk about next?
Well, we get the
There's no
CM
argument.
Punk thing rolling.
Yeah.
I forgot we jumped back. We jumped from that real quick. CM Punk, for those of you that have been living under a rock, there was a beef between CM Punk and the Elite. For those who don't know who the Elite are, that would be the Young Bucks. I'm going to call them by their actual wrestling names. I'm not going to disrespect them today. You got the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and I will disrespect the cohorts, though, because they don't get respect from me, and they're cohorts. CM Punk took some jabs at them during the media scrum. Some justified, some unjustified. It probably should have been done behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. Or how about your boss who was sitting beside you cut your mic? What do I know?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if one of us was just going on a definitive tirade, they would mute the other person or pull them off camera since we all have control.
That's true.
So what do we know? We're just guys talking about wrestling. We don't book. We don't own wrestling companies. So
We're not in the business.
I'm well connected to the business, and the people I'm connected to are actually from Ethan's area. So the Cali boys are strong out there. But now, here's the thing. That's the only person I will disrespect at every cost. He only has a job because he went to school with them. I get it. I would take care of my friends if I was in the business as well. But this little jerk, I understand you're entitled to your opinion, but if you're low on the card, stay low on the card's place. Someone tweeted out that CM Punk was gaslighting AEW. He retweets it. Somebody gets it. If he would have just left it up, maybe I wouldn't have be mad at him, but he tweeted and deleted. So it means, oh no, I shouldn't have said that, or someone got in your ass and said, stay in your place, you're too low on a card to be talking. You can say it behind closed doors, don't say it in public. So, Ethan, what's your take on it? Whoa, that's wrong. That's the wrong.
Oh, wrong holiday.
Whoa.
My man.
Well, I mean, with this thing, before I go to Ethan, is just Omega's willing to do business with Punk. Let's just put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, at this point, Punk needs to just do business with whoever do business with them. If Omega's willing to do business with them, they just fucking do it. Because I've tried to watch a few episodes of AEW, and they're just, it's rough.
I can't argue with that. I've been complaining about that recently. The recent episodes have been,
especially a handcuff.
that was bad. But I'm gonna let you finish. But the last few episodes have been very hard to watch.
At least you can pull some drama. Like you can kind of pull that kayfabe drama and everything into the story and just get something hopefully trending in the right direction. Because right now it's bad. But again, I'm not in the business. I'm not a booker.
Well, since you're going to attack for a while, I'll save my part. Or would you rather me let you talk and then I attack?
Okay. So, I know, they're talking about the Saturday show for Punk. Put him on the Saturday show and, keep him away from these wrestlers. FTR threw a little, bone at everybody walking by, a Pepsi machine yesterday. But I know the Young Bucks are like, yo, we're not going to do business. If you watch the Young Bucks on that new AEW show right after Dynamite, dude, the Young Bucks act like their shit don't stink. They act like they're better than everybody else. They just walk around whatever, we'll talk to Tony about it.
See, but do you think, and I think that's where management falls in line. As much as we hated Vince and we hate Vince still checked a lot of egos.
Mm-hmm.
And AEW doesn't have that. It doesn't seem like they have that. They don't have the locker room guys that'll check egos.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have management that'll check egos.
Yep. So, I'm a Punk fan. I think Punk and Omega should do business. But thinking on Omega's side, Omega's okay, I'm willing to do business with him for the good of the company, make money. But if I'm Omega, I say, fuck you, fuck AEW. I'm going to WWE in a few months. Screw y'all. You did this. I helped this company put it up here. You bring this little, you bring this guy in to mess it all up. Screw you. I'm out. So I could see Omega doing that. And I wouldn't be mad if he did it. What else?
Okay, I didn't see you saying that, but kind of threw me off my whole train of thought there off. But there's been so many people in the past who've had legitimate beefs, but still found ways to make money. I'm gonna put my beef aside. Maybe I'll just get an extra shot in on you. Maybe I'll take a little more liberties with a chair shot. I'm gonna get my shit off. Shout out to Brian Cage.
But is part of this? Let me go a different way on this. Is this part of this generational? Ego driven versus passive? Because you hear the stories of WWF locker rooms back in the day, where it was just fucking unmerciful and just cutthroat, versus these guys that are just I'll just go somewhere else. I don't really care. They don't have that. They don't have that dog.
It did happen, Panetta. They asked Bret Hart to be in the Clique. He declined.
I see what you're saying. Like for lack of a better term, that ruthless aggression is gone.
Yeah, it's more passive aggressive.
Yeah, it's tweet and delete.
You know Omega's calling Cody. I understand why you left. I'm coming too.
But here's my thing, like, where I'm confused. Like, I shout out to Kenny Omega for knowing it's money to be made. Let's make money. Let's do this. The Young Bucks not wanting to do it is very questionable. Because look at it, this isn't the first time they purposely didn't work with somebody.
They're selfish little pricks.
Was denied. Like, FTR had all the belts and you were the tag team champions. That was a storyline. That story wrote itself. Yet you ducked and dodged and dropped to who? The Acclaimed? Nothing against the Acclaimed. Nothing against them at all. But FTR? Probably this generation's greatest tag team. Arguably
next to Kane and X-Pac.
Make some noise.
But tell me, if I'm Omega right now, I let the Young Bucks re-sign with AEW first, and then I say I'm out.
That would be hilarious.
Do it, Omega. Do it.
But I'm going to agree with a comment from. I hate to say I'm agreeing with him right now because he was bash. He was. Well, then again, no, I'm not going to do that because I know he only talks about Hogan to try to get me upset. But I'm not really going to be upset for you for long because I love Canada. So, but if you move out of Canada, the gloves is off. Just know that. That's your security blanket. I lost my train of thought. Bring it back. Rewind. Where was I going? Oh, the Young Bucks. No, that's it, the Young Bucks.
You were going to agree with something you don't really want to agree with.
Oh, yeah, the Young Bucks. It is the Young Bucks. Them, even though he's pretty much seemed to be innocent in this whole situation, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, right after that scrum incident, all should have had the EVP titles stripped from them. Like, legit, you have the inmates running the asylum at that point. Like,
well, that's the bad management.
I think it's the Bucks. I think Omega, like, the report, you see is like he tried to grab Punk's dog, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be involved. But the Bucks.
But even I get what you're saying. But
I don't think you can have wrestlers be EVPs.
Not active wrestlers.
As active.
Yeah.
Triple H is a little different. Well,
he was semi-active. But here's the thing. Even though he didn't necessarily do anything and he went to try to save the dog, as an EVP, you don't storm someone's locker room.
What the? You're 34 minutes late, Nico. What the hell?
That's a
fucking
demerit.
Pittsburgh. That's Pittsburgh for you.
Demerit.
So glad Britt got beat with a kendo stick last night. Jeez.
Hey.
That's what you get, Pittsburgh.
Can it be said any better than this? Tony needs to be a booker and stop being a fan.
But he's not. Let's just be real, and you have to put sprinkle reality in on it. That would be like any of us getting the keys to a fucking AEW or WWF. Yo, we're gonna mark out. But he needs to at some point be smart enough to get a couple people behind him. Mm-hmm. That if he doesn't want to be the bad guy, that they don't have a problem being the bad guy.
That makes sense.
It's like if you're a fan and you became the owner of your favorite sports team, you got to put business aside. Like,
you put me in charge of the 49ers, bro. I'm GMing that motherfucker up.
Mm-hmm. It's like in the movie Moneyball. Yo, why doesn't the GM travel with us. Makes it easier for him to cut one of us. You know, it's like,
Why is soda $1 in the break room?
So I guess we're all pretty much in agreement
yeah.
that it's money to be made. Why not make the money? Like I'm like, we don't. This is not something that would normally happen. But if the three of us had beef with each other, I'm pretty sure, and there was money to be made, it'd be like, yo, suck that shit up.
I'm finding
Let's make this
OnlyFans.
money. Let's make this money, and then we don't have to be friends. On camera, we'll be the best of friends. Off camera, we might be throwing punches.
I mean, Brett and Sean did it, but I mean, I don't know.
We got that old school mentality, though.
Yeah. But you want to know how crazy AEW is? They keep flip flopping that TNT title.
Like, I am so glad I did not order that belt.
I'm sorry.
And it's
If your TNT title is supposed to be your IC belt for your company, it feels like the All Atlantic has more precedence. Can't speak. Over the TNT title. Like it has more relevance than it.
Yeah, the TNT title is more of the 24/7 title at this point.
the way it flip flops, it might
Yeah.
as well call it the 24/7 belt.
Like,
But I mean, that goes to, I mean,
No, you stop it.
no, the replica's incredible. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but it's just a matter of, well, one, I think for the type of organizational structure that AEW has, they have far too many belts, anyways. And then you hear the rumors of fucking Tony Khan has a stack of belts that they haven't even used or haven't displayed or haven't anything. You know, again, he's a fan. You give me control of WWE, bro. I'm gonna have about 27 winged eagles back there, some intercontinentals, some hybrid shits.
it was Booker and Benoit.
Different era. Like they don't like. Here's the thing, though. The TV title you saw almost every week.
Yeah.
The TNT title and the TBS title disappear for weeks at a time.
And then he gets defended, and then the champion loses, and you're like,
Exactly.
"Whoa, he was a champion!" Like, what?
Like I forgot he had the belt.
Yeah, like when that title debuted, that ugly belt when it debuted. But you had Cody, you had Miro, you had rest his soul Brody Lee. I mean, Sammy Guevara. Just saying, you know, you had these people that would put the title up here, make it secondary to the world title. But then you got you get like guys like Scorpio Sky. Much as I like Wardlow, after that pay-per-view where he destroyed MJF, dude, I'm sorry, man. He doesn't do nothing for me. They should push him as a monster, and they're not. He's regulated down here. Powerhouse Hobbs. I like him. He's big. He's strong. I forgot he was TNT champion because he's not even on the show. It goes back to like what we were saying about Tony. Like, yo, get your shit together, man. Like,
And again, I think I keep going back to management, but it always falls back on management. Is booking, oversaturation of titles. There's no prestige. There's no real prestige in the title. They have internal structural things they need to figure out. You know, you can look at the UFC. UFC. There's not really very many instances of titles flip flopping to nobodies.
mm-hmm.
It's like you're the legit of the legit to get that fucking thing. Otherwise, you threw one of the most godliest timeliest haymakers in the world, and that was your moment. But I mean, if you can go through the light heavyweight, the heavyweight, I mean, you look at the guys that, I mean, John Jones, DC, all these guys, they're the peak of what they do.
Murderer's Row.
And wrestling needs to take that mentality about the titles.
Like, I have no, like, if it was on TV every week, it's a TNT title. You're on TNT. Well, with the playoffs, NBA playoffs, you're on TBS. And the NHL playoffs, you know, you're on TBS. But, like, it's a TNT title. It should be there every week. Not every, like, once a month. Like, if it was there every week, then I'm fine with it, you know, going back and forth, you know, every month. But, like,
Here's my thing. I'm going to say this quickly. I don't have a problem with title swaps. My issue became when, why do we now have a 3-time champion? And, like, it was necessary. Like, I get it, you want to continue to feud. You could continue to feud with him losing by DQ or something. He got counted out. Or Hobbs got counted out and ran away with the belt.
But again,
count outs.
It goes back to title swaps are great if your management has a plan. If there's a reason behind it, not just because we're like, yo, hey Joey, you're wrestling on TBS this week. I'm just gonna give you the title. Next week, Jones, it's gonna go to you. It seems like it was what they do.
I felt like they gave it to Wardlow for him to drop it to Luchasaurus. And that's what's going to happen. Like, it's like, hell. Like, you're not going to see Wardlow on TV for, like, the next couple weeks, and then he's going to drop it to Luchasaurus next time he wrestles.
He'll probably drop it at Double or Nothing in May. That's when he'll get it back again and be a 4-time champion.
Jesus.
Yeah, I agree. We don't need them uber long championship reigns. A TNT title, a TBS title. Don't need to be super long. But here's the thing. Technically, I hate to say this, but the TNT title should be relegated to Rampage on Fridays because it's actually on TNT. The TBS title should be defended on Dynamite, which is on TBS. It just makes sense to me, logistically.
You have 2 women's titles. You have 2 mid-card titles. You have a trios championship.
Tag team championship.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you have 2 women's titles. What's the point of having? I mean, WWE does it, but WWE is a little different. I think AEW is trying to play catch up with WWE. It's not working.
They've got years ahead of them. Well, they could potentially have years ahead of them. They're about to make the same mistake DC did trying to chase Marvel with the cinematic movies.
And even with that, we still complain sometimes about the way WWE runs their titles.
Yeah.
You know?
At least they've got years. They've got longevity, and they can afford to make the mistakes. You're still young.
With WWE, you know they're going to bounce back. Like, we were like, yo, like 6 months ago, we're like, yo, IC belt hasn't been defended on TV or at a pay-per-view. Now Gunther's the champion. It makes it relevant. You're like, yo, that's an IC champion I could see in the 90s defending it at pay-per-views against Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, you know. Goldust even.
Good.
Yeah. Like,
he would have beat the paint off of Goldust, and I would have enjoyed every second of it.
But I mean, WWE, you know, it could bounce back because it has a history of that.
Chops him AEW flies off his face.
No, I was actually. You mentioned Goldust, and right before the show, I was watching WCW's when Goldust went off the handles at 7.
Oh, when he showed up as Uncle Fester.
That was the weirdest one night segment. All right, I'm done. What? But
no, again, it just with AEW, it just comes down to management.
Mm-hmm.
From booking to title runs, just a common sense shit. And they need a bad guy. They definitely, Tony Khan needs his bad guy. Because Tony Khan's not going to be the bad guy.
Okay, I get where you're going. Yeah, he does need that. He needs that bad guy. He needs that bad cop.
Yep.
Because when you said bad guy, I'm like, he has MJF, but he's that bad guy you want to shoot.
No, he needs the bad manager.
Yeah,
the one
that's
that
what I'm
everybody
saying.
hates, but gets the job done.
Dan Lambert was perfect with that role.
Or how about you make one of these older wrestlers? Do it. Be the bad cop.
Bring Tully back.
You got Arn Anderson backstage. You have Dean Malenko backstage. You have...
You can't make Dean. I mean, with his health issues.
Okay, fair. You got
You had Jake when he was
yeah. You got Jerry Lynn.
fine. Yeah.
Is he not fine again?
He's just getting over something. He was
Alcohol.
sick. He got sick, and then they stopped using them again, so he got a little bitter.
Yeah.
Damn, that's how you feel?
No, it's basically, the truth about like the AEW managers, it's crickets, when it comes to a heel manager. But like all their hero managers are females, basically.
If she hadn't done what she had done, I would have said they had the perfect person for that. But I don't want her on TV at all.
Excuse me, okay?
Yeah. Mark Henry, maybe. Paul White's a softie.
I can't see the Big Show like being that bad cop guy.
Like, he has the height and size, but he had his own sitcom on Netflix. I will never.
And that's how I feel
will
like he
never
really is.
It's like I would never take him as that. He tried to yell at me. Oh, I'm like, all right, whatever. You want to go have some food? Okay.
Way different when the Giant debuted in WCW back in 95, 96. It's like
The Giant scared me. Mark Henry, I wouldn't trust. I still have issues with him from the Salmon Suit retirement. I wouldn't trust him. He was like, yeah, I got you. And I'm like, no, he's going to beat me up. So nothing.
I have an issue with Mark Henry trying to make Ahmed Johnson do drugs. I'm just saying.
Why you got to talk about that man like that for?
Poke you in the eyes.
I mean, can we talk about the WWE Draft coming up? That's coming up. The rumors.
I'm heavily interested because this is rumored to be the official start of the no one else Triple H era.
I read some things like I hope they're true. There's some title splits, a new title. I'm hoping. It's my last ditch hope.
It gives you a glimmer of hope. Remember, you want an AEW game? Go to the store or go on your PS store, your Xbox store, download WWE 2K23, go to your community creations. They have the entire AEW roster. That's the only AEW game you're going to play right now.
Or be like a former member, a former host of the show, and go on a soul-searching trip to find AEW's game, and he ends up like Forrest Gump, and he just feels like running because that shit's going to suck. It's never going to come out. Get over it. I'm sorry, anybody that is pinning their ears and their hopes to this AEW game hasn't watched AEW as a fucking company in a long time. Please. Don't make me be mean.
AEW wait forever. See, it's not just me.
Listen, with these draft rumors, you hear some people might get called up from NXT. Like, there's two names I've heard. Tyler Bate.
They have to call him up.
And Von Wagner.
He's been ready for a while.
I read a report that Triple H sees Von Wagner in a main event at WrestleMania down the line because he's tall, he's blonde, and people forget A lot of people don't know he's a second-generation superstar. His dad was Wayne Bloom, who was one half of the Beverly Brothers in WWF back in 92, 93.
I would, if they do bring him up, this is just me fantasy booking. Put him with the Judgment Day. Let him grow with them. Sit him in a tag team with Priest right now. He can learn from under him, and then he can go free because he needs a mouthpiece.
I mean, we'll see like who gets moved. Maybe Cody gets moved to SmackDown.
Here's a little poster I found that kind of gave me some hope on some stuff. Damage Control will get moved to different brands: Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Mid-card titles are expected to switch brands. Commentators are also part of the draft and expected to shuffle.
Please get rid of Kevin Patrick.
Roman Reigns will reportedly be drafted to Raw and will get a new Undisputed World title. Whereas SmackDown will get a new solo WWE title like they did in 2016. They introduced the Universal title to Raw.
Okay.
One can hope.
I think Gunther would shine better on Raw. He wears red trunks, so that would just pop. And if you keep Trish over there, there's your female member of Imperium. Remember how she came out on Monday? Lights went out and it was a silhouette of Trish. That's an Imperium entrance. I'm telling you.
Trish and Imperium? I don't know, man.
I don't mean legit. I'm just saying, like, I'm having fun with it.
My only issue, like, so, like, if it happens, is like, because SmackDown to me is the A show of the two brands. Like, you know, Raw needs to go. I've been thinking about this. Raw needs to go back to 2 hours, 9 to 11. I'm sorry.
That's 100%.
I'm not enjoying this Raw, weekly show the same time as a pay-per-view. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, you're muted.
It's so easy a caveman can do it. Obviously, since I muted my mic and didn't realize it.
But I mean,
I agree with this. You just have to change the name of it.
Yeah, whatever they call it,
Because it can't be undisputed if it's separate brands or two separate championships. Even though the brands are supposed to be split, it's still gonna be logistically. It's gonna be like,
say he gets another WWE World title, a brand new one, and then the Universal is on SmackDown.
Yeah.
You can take the WWE title off of him. You can't take the Universal title off of him.
Because he's had it the most days.
That's where the days are actually counting on the Universal Championship.
Okay. The new Universal title. How about that? But I mean, I haven't heard no names, being... Maybe Gable Stevenson will get draft again,
Stop with him. I have to interject right there. I got beef with him. You're tweeting online that you just want to wrestle and impress somebody.
True.
Just show it in your training. We know you're great at Olympic-style wrestling. That cannot be taken from you. You have 2 gold medals. Greco-Roman wrestling and professional wrestling are 2 different
freestyle
things.
Wrestling, yeah, freestyle.
Yeah. You have to. It's 2 different things. So, you got beef. I got beef with you. Prove me wrong.
That's true.
That's the only.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only draft rumors I've heard of so far. Like, I haven't heard nothing else.
Yeah, it's been quiet. The draft, was it starting next week? Or is it this week?
Next a week or 2, I think.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's the end of the month.
Because it starts on SmackDown, so it might be tomorrow. And then finish Monday.
No.
I don't remember. Panetta, what are their dates?
It's funny because it could lead into our last topic and the topic I'm most excited for. WWE Budget Cuts. Nick Khan said they're looking at maybe $50 million in cuts. You know? So, speaking of the cuts, I have a way to trim.
First.
Ooh, okay.
So it is
I have a
next weekend.
I have a way to trim your $50 million, okay? I have a list of 26 wrestlers right here that I think they should get rid of. Okay? I'm going to tell you, well, I'm going to give you guys names. You know, you guys tell me yes or no, okay? Akiwa Tozawa. I say fire him. He's dead weight. Just get rid of him. If you keep him, Jones, we're going to have issues.
I was just nervous to see who was going to say next. I was just bracing myself.
Okay. Aaliyah. She hasn't done nothing. She's been there forever. You got to go.
Exactly. Who?
Yeah. Hit Row. Sorry. Triple H, you brought him back. They're not doing nothing.
Hit Row's been a miss.
Boom. Get rid of them.
But I would only keep him because the tag team division's weak.
Okay. Angel Garcia. I'm sorry. You got to go. You got to go. Not doing nothing with him. Dead weight. Sorry. He's just a person there. You want me to keep going, or you want to say something, Jones?
Go for it. This is your list. I get this. You did this list, so I can't. Really
Braun Strowman.
No, God,
Twice.
please.
Twice. No, he's saying fire.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just
like twice.
Braun Strowman, gotta go. Bray Wyatt, I'm sorry. Another one. You're costing WWE money. You cut him, you can get under that $50 million really quick. Okay. Cameron Grimes. How many times are you gonna repackage this guy? I'm sorry. You gotta go. You gotta go. Cedric Alexander, another one.
Motherfucker, no.
If you're not putting him in, if you're not redoing the Hurt business, I'm sorry. He's just a guy on, Dark or whatever, the thing before WWE Raw. Main event, exactly.
Dark is AEW.
Okay, main event. Dead weight. You got to go. If you're not being a player on the show, you got to go. Okay. LWO besides Santos Escobar. I'm keeping Escobar because he's a talent and he can work. Every other member of this fake LWO, you got to go. Sorry.
You just fired Zelina Vega again.
Okay. No. She can stay. She can stay. Santos Escobar, Zelina Vega could be his manager, make him heel. Perfect. Daba Kato. I'm sorry. What have you done for me besides Raw Underground and Apollo Cruz's, Commander Azim?
No argument.
You gotta go. Dana Brooke. She's just a girl there. Sorry.
Fans can't even put up signs for her. They keep taking them.
I can't do nothing with her. She's got to go. Dijak. Sorry, man. Keep repackaging him. He's in NXT right now. You got to go.
That's not his fault.
It don't matter. If you're not getting over and you're not doing nothing for me, you got to go.
Okay, you bring him to main roster and then put a mask on him when he's very he was already charismatic, saying "feast your eyes." Now you can't even feast your eyes on me because I got a dumbass mask on me.
But he was good as Dominic Dijakovic in NXT. Very good.
What I'm saying.
But Dijak isn't doing nothing for me. Look at him.
He's a big man in the world of midgets. Sorry, but that's what it is.
He's a big man that's dead weight in NXT. You got to go. Okay. I was going to get rid of Dolph Ziggler, but you need a jobber and enhancement talent around to get, other guys over. So I'm going to keep him for that.
Is he your modern day Brooklyn Brawler?
But, but I'll keep Dolph around because he'll get other people over. Okay.
You just really don't like me, so you want to fight.
No, I'm just giving these people that are like dead weight that are not doing nothing. So if you get rid of these guys, you'll get close to being that, 50 million, you just get rid of this dead weight. Another one, Elias. I'm sorry, man. What is he doing?
I have nothing for that.
Exactly. You got to go. Emma. Another one. Yeah. Gone. Humberto. Same with Angel Garza, man. You gotta go. Garcia, whatever. You gotta go, man. Humberto's not doing nothing for me. The OC, Gallows and Anderson. I'm sorry. If you're not using them as a tag team, you gotta go. Let them go back to Impact, do their thing, but you gotta let the OC go, Jones.
They're off TV for a reason.
Exactly. Because they're about to get cut. Jinder Mahal.
How many more names do you have?
I got a few, don't worry. Jinder Mahal.
I have no issue with that.
Gone.
If there's a name on that list, I'm kicking you off the show.
Thank you. Karrion Kross and Scarlett. I'm sorry. I liked Karrion Kross when he was in NXT. He was amazing. Champion. Beast. But since he's been back, he's done nothing for me. So you got to get rid of him. He may get cut.
We're still taking resumes, just in case someone gets cut from the show again.
Okay. Lacey Evans.
No argument.
Okay. I mean, you repackage her so many times. Yeah, you gotta get rid of him. Robert Roode. I'm sorry, man. I know you're injured, but you're old. Just gotta cut the old guy. Sorry. This ain't TNA. This ain't TNA 06.
Look,
you gotta get rid of Robert Roode.
Trouble.
You fire him, you're good.
There's trouble. They're watching this.
Another one, Roderick Strong. What are you doing with him?
I don't even know where he is right now.
Exactly. You gotta go. You know where he's gonna be? On the picket line.
I'm not liking him right now.
Okay. Shanky. Jones, this is your guy, Shanky. Right?
No.
Okay, cool. He's got to go. Shelton Benjamin, same with Cedric Alexander. I'm sorry, Shelton. You're not the young dude no more.
I'm going to add some unsuspected names in there.
Yeah. Shelton Benjamin, I'm sorry, man. If you ain't doing nothing with him. If you're on main event. Like, I went to Raw last year, and it was him and Cedric on main event. I'm sorry. You could use Shelton to, like, push over somebody else. I'm sorry. You got to go.
Thank you, King J. Sean. Thank you.
Veer. You got to get rid of Veer. Sorry, this ain't...
And then he left.
I don't care. This ain't $1 million arm. You got to go. Okay? He ain't doing nothing for me. And the last one, I'm sorry. I know he's injured, but AJ Styles. Okay?
Ooh.
We're sorry he's having technical difficulties right now.
So I'm going to save AJ Styles' life. I'm going to go like this. I'll give you two that I'll say. I'm going to bring back AJ Styles. I'm going to get rid of Dewdrop and Lita.
I need to finish my point, okay? You got to hear why, okay?
There's nothing
I already saved AJ. I saved AJ.
Okay. No. I like AJ, okay? But AJ's not young no more. AJ's 45. He's almost there to 50. He's injured. Okay, injury prone. I'm sorry, man. You just got to take...
It was a freak accident.
It don't matter. You got to take Old Yeller behind the barn and just take him out.
What is wrong with you?
He's got to go.
You got to go. I said what I said. You got to go.
I like my plan. I saved
Damn it.
AJ.
You know. Yeah. You know AJ's past his prime, Jones.
But
sometimes you just got to let him go.
You can be the Tony Khan and be the nice guy, dump Dewdrop and Lita and save AJ.
Listen here.
Okay, being past the prime, but his prime is greater than most people's primes. So
Listen
the point
here.
where, in his older age, he can still go better than some of the people still on this.
But he keeps getting injured, man. He's costing him money.
He was injured once.
No, man. What about the shoulder at Royal Rumble? He doesn't know how to take a bump when he gets speared from Edge.
I'm sorry. Edge's spear is not the easiest spear to take. And you got to remember, he's probably been taking spears from Lashley, who rolls true. So you brace.
How many people have been injured from a Edge spear? I'll wait.
Doesn't matter. One.
AJ.
It still happened.
Listen. You all know my favorite wrestler is Bret Hart. There came a time in WCW when he was just past his prime. You know, where I didn't like watching Bret in WCW. Sorry, AJ's 45 years old. I don't want to see it happen, but I think it should, Jones. You just got to let him go, Jones. You just got to say bye. Just be like the kid in Old Yeller and just take it and just go, Jones. It happens, Jones.
Or maybe he Mickey Rourke's himself
Like I was
off the top rope.
We're still taking the resumes, because I think we're going to have a new spot open very soon.
You know, I'm right, Jones.
I'll never
know
admit that. No.
Jones. Sorry.
Nope.
45 years old. You passed your prime. If you can't cut it for me, I'm sorry.
Nope.
This is a serious ankle injury, too. He's been gone since December. I seen people get an ankle injury and they're gone for like 2 months. Those bones are brittle. I know you don't want to admit it, Jones, but you got to. Sorry. It's going to happen.
I put it to you this way. The day AJ Styles gets fired is the day that I'm canceling the network.
Wow.
And they might as well cancel me as a fan.
Yeah. But you know what? I want all these people watching to like and subscribe to this channel. But they also know that AJ is done.
Thank you.
Seasoned veteran that can't get healthy from a simple little ankle injury. Bones are brittle. You know this is a good list, Jones. You know these 26 wrestlers need to go.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
It's solid.
You had a solid list besides. There's about three definitive names I would save off that list.
I kept Ziggler. You need a jobber to help get over these NXT guys that come up. He could sell.
I said I kept 3 names off the list. You said you kept Ziggler. So there's 3 other names I would have kept off that list.
See, I would have got rid of Ziggler because he's not doing nothing for me right now. He's dead weight. I don't see him on TV. He's just there and catering. You know, getting his lemonade, eating his fruit and vegetables.
Actually,
just sitting there waiting for Sunny to get out of jail so he could, do some stuff with her again.
Aren't we all waiting for that, though, to be fair? I've tried to post Sunny's Bond 3 times already.
what is going on? Am I in a bizarro world?
I'm just saying, Jones.
Thank you, Miguel.
You know what, Miguel? I don't like your tone. Because this list is perfect. This will get you close to 50 million. Just saying, this is about.
See, we gotta have a segment where we trigger Joey, where we have to name the greatest MMA champions of all times, and watch him just have a meltdown.
You know what? Juan? I was thinking about that. She's been gone too. She's got to go. Thank you, Miguel. But Alexa Bliss needs to go. Sorry.
I can cut you 50 million without even having to touch one wrestler.
How? How are you going to do it, Jones?
Since they're merging, There's a lot of duplicate positions in HR, production.
But they don't make as much as these wrestlers.
We don't know that.
How much is AJ Styles making a year?
Maybe 2 million.
Yeah. Well, that's $2 million they can save.
There's 2 million that could be saved elsewhere.
No, because you need HR to do payroll.
But you don't need duplicate HR if it's a merged company.
It's a big company. You do 2 HR people for 2 companies.
No. I'm not saying fire everyone in HR, but said like you don't need 2 directors of HR if it's one HR unit.
Jones, listen. I know AJ's your favorite, Jones. Sometimes you just gotta let it go, Jones.
I'm not letting this one go.
AJ's making $3 million a year.
Yeah. So that's dude, $3 million for a 45-year-old that's injured, not doing nothing, not contributing.
KO's right in the same $3 million.
At least KO's on TV. He's a tag champion. He's performing, even injured. AJ, I hurt my ankle. I'm gonna sit out since December. A move that AJ has done plenty of times, and he's landed that spot. But you see, once you get 45, those bones get brittle. They're not as springy as they once were. Just gotta let it go.
See, the thing is, I know what you're trying to do. I'm not going to let you trigger me and go on a belligerent tirade.
I'm not trying to trigger you, Jones. I'm just naming these wrestlers that I think should go.
Here's the thing, though. If you're going to let some people ride off in the sunset, you could do it a different way, though, too. So Brock's on the tail end of his career, right?
But I think Brock still brings in money and still a draw.
But he is making $12 million a year.
But but the thing with Brock is though, him and Endeavor have a good relationship.
Shit,
so I don't
Randy Orton's $4.5 million.
Yeah. So I don't think Endeavor
been out for a long time. You didn't say his name.
Randy Orton's been a company guy since 2002. Okay.
But again, you're saying we were talking about AJ being injured since December. Randy's been injured since what, March?
That's a serious back injury. Okay.
The Taker's still on the payroll.
That's a serious back injury. This ain't like no little ankle injury where you roll your ankle, Jones.
A little ankle injury is
yes.
Okay, nice brush off. Okay.
No, I'm saying. Now, if he would have hurt his back, I could understand that.
You know how much your boy Dolph's making? 1.5.
Yeah,
Jones.
Dolph makes good money.
Jones, man, you should like slap that one out of there, and he should only be making like $500,000 maybe.
Hey, Taker's on the hook for $2.5 million this year.
I'm guessing Taker brings them money with like his one-man show and with like figures and merch and stuff.
Like little ankle, yeah.
But his bones are brittle. 45.
This man just got a new contract. How about you fire him?
Well, you can't because he's the CEO.
He doesn't have ultimate veto power anymore.
No, he doesn't, but I made a list that I thought was fair.
Fair to who?
Fair to all parties. That I think they're not contributing. You should get rid of them. They're dead weight. Is Cedric Alexander?
I wasn't knocking Randy Orton. I don't think he should be fired. I'm just mentioning the fact that he's saying someone was injured.
What is Cedric Alexander contributing right now? Besides being on Main Event?
Main Event's a testing ground, so that's how he's contributing that way.
How long has he been in the company? How long is he going to be testing for?
I didn't say he was the one testing, but he could be testing the talents from NXT.
Okay. You can maybe keep Cedric, so when you bring Von Wagner up, put him on Main Event, let him toss Cedric Alexander around like Brock Lesnar did to Funaki and Spike Dudley. I could see that, but that's what Dolph's there for. So, Cedric, if you're not going to put the Hurt Business back together, what is Cedric doing for me? The Cruiserweight division is done. Cruiserweight Classic is over. You gotta go. You can find your way in NWA or MLW or something like that, you know. Maybe Tony will take him in ROH.
He's not going under Tony.
You just gotta cut him loose.
That's automatically not going to happen.
Just get rid of the dead weight.
He can't go to Tony because of his wife's beef with Tony.
Who's his wife?
Big Swole.
Ugh, yeah. All right, well, sorry, Cedric. You got to go somewhere else. Maybe him and his wife can start a One Night in Cedric. You know, or One Night in Swole. Just saying.
Memorial words of another podcaster. Cut his mic, Jones. Cut his mic.
Not doing that. We're not doing that. This show went all the way left. I'm going to
just help him with these budget cuts.
Those weren't budget cuts. That's what's just drastic. You're nothing better. You're no better than John Laurinaitis right now.
I'm trimming the fat off of the roster and the people that are not contributing. Okay, that's what I'm doing.
You left too many dead. You left a lot of dead weight and kept talent. And cut.
What dead weight? Oh, what other talent did I leave? Who should I have got rid of?
Well, you missed Alexa Bliss first.
Okay, that's one.
Should have been an automatic cut.
Okay.
Let's see. Who else can you cut? Well, who
Drop.
should be cut?
Drop.
I get why you want to cut her, but I want Piper never actually get a shot. If he said no.
Mission. Get rid of her. Yes. What is she doing? What has she done since he's been there?
She was a fill-in. She was into a storyline that got stopped because of an injury.
She got put in a triple threat number one contenders because everybody else was injured. So they had to bring, bring in a jobber like, Mission, yeah, you go in. Everybody else is hurt. You would have been sitting at catering. Okay. Go to AEW. Maybe she could be her boyfriend, husband's manager. It can work.
If you're gonna cut people, you like it was stated in the audience. Cut the next in line contracts. Cut people in NXT like you said you were going to, if they weren't doing something within a few months.
I'll give NXT a little pass. You can keep them around till next budget cuts, maybe in the fall. But right now, you got to cut the big dogs. Get rid of them. You could even cut Gable Stevenson. I wouldn't even be mad.
I already said he's done nothing to prove that he's worth anything. You were the number one draft pick on Raw, and yet I haven't seen you.
Mm-hmm.
I've only...
The man.
As much as I love Tamina, I can't argue this.
I think Tamina will be safe because of her family's history. So, Tamina didn't make the list.
But cut some of the announcers. Some of them are probably overpaid.
I mean, not as overpaid as AJ.
AJ's not overpaid.
He's overpaid.
Nope.
$3 million for a 45-year-old man who can't even get over an ankle injury.
Bite your tongue, Mike. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue.
I think that's what AJ said when he got that ankle injury. I'm gonna bite my tongue. Sorry, Jones. I like AJ Styles like you, but this is not 2016.
Well, it's been a great show tonight, folks. I can see Jones's little smoke start to...
Jones wants to admit that I'm right, but he has this fandom.
So,
It's all about Jones on his OnlyFans for his real responsible. You get that's $9.99 a month.
if you like the show, hit thumbs up, subscribe. It's been interesting. We'll see you in one form or another next week. I can't promise everybody will be back next week. Good night.